Hi, I'm Kelsey. I'm a medicinal aromatherapist and a multimodality healer, among other things. And I am so excited to chat with you about 5 different medicinal grade essential oils that have come forward to help with cleansing spaces. So, cleansing spaces can be on a spiritual level, a mental, emotional, or a physical level. And so, all of these do all of that, but they have unique gifts in particular areas. So the first one that has come forward is peppermint. At Wisdom of the Earth, we have 2 different kinds of peppermint. We have one from France and we have one from the US. But the US is a little bit more bold and more masculine, whereas the one from France is a little bit softer and a little bit more feminine. So both are amazing. It just depends what you're gravitating towards. So use your intuition. But France has come forward for this time. And so what peppermint is really great for is for cleansing out the mental fog in a room, particularly. She's very cold. So a lot of times when we get in heated arguments or there's heated trauma going on, heated conversations, we are backing away from our heart space and the room can get very, very sticky and hot. And so peppermint just helps to diffuse that energy and come back into our heart centers. So again, you can use her in a diffuser. You can put her on your heart spaces or wherever you feel like you're holding this tension. Sometimes it's on my shoulders and my neck. It's really fun, particularly if you had an argument with someone, you can anoint each other in that space and just come back and say, hey, things got a little out of hand. Let's come back to our heart space, because we know a lot of times when we get into arguments, it's because we care deeply about something. We're really passionate and we're attached to something. So let's remove that attachment and see like, hey, we both really care. So let's come back and see how we can come together and move forward. Peppermint's amazing. Next, we have, of course, sage white. We have a bunch of different kinds of sage, but typically when you see smudge sticks of sage, it's going to be sage white. And she's just a powerhouse, incredibly sacred plant for a lot of indigenous communities, for clearing out negative entities. Again, this can be on multiple levels. But if you feel like there's something spiritually going on in a space, around a person, auras, those kinds of things, sage white is amazing. Again, you can put her in a diffuser. You can anoint yourself and others with sage. She's a cool essence. So typically she is not skin sensitive, but you always want to do a patch. Sage white is incredibly beautiful too for connecting us with our higher selves. So again, the white crown chakra, connecting us to source, great spirit, God, collective consciousness. Amazing. Also anointing our feet with her as well. Feet have come in a lot for energy protection, for different reasons. And for some beliefs, the soul enters through the feet. And when we cross over and pass, then our soul exits out our feet. So our feet can be incredible portals to not only connecting with the earth, but also with the spirit realms. So sage white, amazing. 3, we have Sitka spruce. She's coming up a lot lately. She's very, very vocal. She has a lot to say right now, especially what's going on in the collective. But what Sitka spruce was showing me when I was connecting was office spaces. So again, a lot of times, especially in cubicle spaces and confined spaces, that 9-to-5 grind, it can get incredibly tedious. You can get bogged down, really tired, and there's a lot of emotions and energy flying around that are unspoken. So a lot of times in these spaces too, people just go, 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 go. They're just focused on productivity, getting the task done. And even if something is coming up emotionally, perhaps in their personal life, it's shoved to the side. And that creates ailments, that creates illnesses. So she is really great, Sitka spruce, about really, really growing tall. She's one of the tallest trees out there. And the Douglas fir is incredibly tall too, but Sitka spruce is very tall, bushy. It's almost like a Muppet that just wants to hug you and envelop you. Again, a very sacred tree in the Pacific Northwest of the US and Canada, North America. So she's really, really great about just tapping into our heart spaces too. A lot of times when we're in office spaces or work mode, we're up here a lot in our brain. So she helps us to calm down, ground, and center into our heart spaces and diffuse that energy and really clear and cleanse all this crap floating around us. So Sika spruce, amazing. Again, you can put her in our diffuser, anoint yourself. These essences are again medicinal grade, very potent. So if you're in a cubicle and you anoint your heart space with her scent and her energy is going to go throughout your office space and have an impact on the energy of those around you and the space. So really great. And fourth, we have eucalyptus masala. Again, we have a number of different eucalyptus, but eucalyptus masala is the only eucalyptus that we have from Nepal. All the other ones are from Australia, and she is incredible. She's not as bold and punchy as the Australian ones, so she's a little bit softer and really penetrates those soft spaces with ease and gentleness. I think that's the message too with peppermint is a lot of times the healing work doesn't have to be, oh, I'm going to get this. It can be, okay, cool. Let's be gentle and kind as we going through the layers of what's going on here, because it takes time and it takes patience. So let's just be joyful and kind and compassionate as we move through this. But what eucalyptus was showing me was children and infants of going back to innately who we are. I was chatting with some young parents the other day, and they were saying how their baby is just a full ball of joy. And, you know, as we grow up, we become conditioned, and we have these responsibilities that are pushed on our shoulders. And so what eucalyptus masala was showing me is I help you see the conditioning in the energetic field that you are participating in and help you decide whether or not you want to participate or not in those particular conditionings, or if you want to have the freedom and liberty to exercise different choices. And so a lot of times when we're in really dense energetic fields like urban centers or places where things are very heated and chaotic and high energy, right? Even in spiritual places, those can be very much there. Eucalyptus masala is about getting us back to pure, innocent, or childness. So stripping away all that crap floating around and getting back to the core of who we are, which is beautiful light beings. So again, you can put her in a diffuser, you can anoint yourself. You can also put these essences around door frames. So you can take a drop and put it on the door handles, on the door frames, windows. You can put them on cloth. So if you just want to put some on your curtains, for example, that would be good. So eucalyptus masala, amazing. And last but not least, we have thyme. Very, very saucy, this one. She does not mess around. Again, we have a few different kinds of thyme. This is thyme borneal. For some, thyme can be a really hot essence, but this is actually a cool one. But I can always do a test patch to see how she reacts with you. But I asked Thyme, okay, why are you coming forward? Because she has very similar properties to the others ones. And she said, I'm for when you cannot cleanse a space. I'm like, oh, interesting. Okay. So she wants to go on your body, under your feet, particularly. So it's like going into spaces where you can't anoint yourself, or you can't put the oil in the room or in the diffuser. And she wants to go on your feet, so maybe it is not detected by people that are sensitive to scent and things, but her energy is still going to be there. So she's really about protecting you as you move through the world and into these spaces, and cleansing on a subtle level without people noticing. So there's so many examples of putting these essential oils on that I have and other friends and colleagues have, of you walk into a space and people have no idea why the energy has shifted, but it's because perhaps you went away, went to the bathroom, put the oil on and came back. And the energy diffuses and it shifts into something else. These are incredibly powerful. I've never experienced anything quite like these Wisdom of the Earth oils. So yeah, highly, highly recommend time, especially for when you cannot be seen and need to shift things on a very subtle level. So those are the 5, and let me know if you have any questions at all. You can comment below or send me an email. The other thing is I have an upcoming level 1 certification course with Wisdom of the Earth for medicinal aromatherapy. So if you're looking to go deeper in your relationships and your knowledge and experience of these beautiful essential oils, you can sign up. It's 4 Saturdays in May for 4 hours each, and it's on Zoom. So you can join from anywhere in the world. You just need to sign up by 26th of April so you can receive the oils that we'll be working with in the mail. So there's a link below for that, and happy anointing.